It's 8 miles as the crow flies between Burlington and Waterford. Tonight, that distance is going to be covered in yards. It's a Southern Lakes Conference matchup tonight on a special edition of the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by Landmark Credit Union. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our broadcast tonight from Waterford High School. It's the Wolverines taking on the Burlington Demons, along with Hall of Fame head coach Terry Kelly. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along tonight for this one. These two teams, when they get together, it's special. It's a rivalry matchup between these two schools.
Although both coaches really wanted to downplay that rivalry angle because there are a lot of other games left. They don't want to put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, but it's a critical game for both teams.
These two teams squared off twice against each other last year, Terry, and stark contrast between those two games.
Waterford got big jump in that regular season game, but then come the playoffs, Burlington came back, pulled somewhat of an upset, and I'm sure that's in the back of some of the players' minds.
Both teams come in undefeated. Waterford 2-0 in the conference season, defeated Elkhorn in week 1, knocked off Delavan Darien in week 2. Burlington had a week 1 victory over Delavan Darien, but they were off last week on a bye because Wilmot had to cancel their game. So is there an advantage to that?
Well, it's a kind of two-edged sword. You know, does Burlington lack some game experience? By the same token, as far as Waterford is concerned, they didn't get a good look at everything Burlington might do.
These two coaches know each other very well too. Coach Bakken and Coach Tenhagen. Off the field, they're pretty good friends.
But they won't go golfing on Saturday together. We don't think that's going to happen.
We're going to keep an eye on a couple of players tonight. First, for the Burlington Demons, who are we looking at?
Well, Zach Wallace rushed for almost 1,800 yards last year, had a 225-yard performance a week ago.
And there's a first-year quarterback at starter.
Peyton O'Loughlin, they feel that he can throw the ball pretty well and manage their offense.
Defensively for the Demons, who are we watching?
Ethan Safer, coming back from an ACL injury last year in basketball, plays an outside linebacker position. And Cody Benzo, rather rangy defensive end.
For the Waterford Wolverines, same thing, looking at their backfield offensively.
Well, Logan Martinson is a 2-year starter at quarterback, does an outstanding job spreading the ball around. And then in the backfield, it's been kind of by committee, but Parker Peterson has emerged as kind of the leader for the Waterford Wolverines.
Practice on Tuesday, Coach Bakken talked about his defensive ends, Trevor Hancock and Gavin Roanhouse.
Tall, strong, move very well. Number 40, Trevor Hancock on the one side, Gavin Roanhouse over on the other side. Going to try to squeeze that line of scrimmage down.
Limited crowd here tonight as well, but it is a rivalry game. Beautiful night for football. We're in Waterford tonight, a special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights, presented by Heiser Automotive Group and Landmark Credit Union.
Long runs right away. Yeah, we had like West Ocean here one. So like, trust me, I remember. Like kickoff. Wasn't that East Troy? It was them. It was them on every play. The last time it was them.
They say. You'll have to tell John.
We are set to go in Waterford tonight. Burlington against Waterford. Southern Lakes Conference, still two undefeated teams in the Southern Lakes battling it out here tonight. Waterford will get the ball first in the green. 17, senior Ty Johnson back deep, along with number 7, Sam Daggett. And it's going to go to the short man up front here for the Wolverines, Casey North. And North out across the 30, out to the 31-yard line. Sean Neal there to bring him down. Time now for our coach's game plan, brought to you by Landmark Credit Union.
Well, for Burlington, they're going to have to control the line of scrimmage. It's a young line. They've got to play with confidence, and they have to match Waterford's physicality. Waterford, they know they have to win first down, both sides of the ball, need great pursuit to control Wallace, and they must blitz effectively.
The coach's game plan brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. 1st and 10 from the 32. And picking his way forward here on the first carry tonight, Peterson on the carry. Ethan Safer was there to make the stop defensively. Parker Peterson, 6'1", 195, a junior. Had a 78-yard touchdown run a week ago against Delavan Darien. Pickup of 7 sets up a 2nd down and 3. Ball just short of the 40-yard line. And again, we're going to see a lot of this tonight, Coach. We talked about it in practice. Coach Bakken going to wait for the back judge to start his countdown before he'll get his call off at the quarterback. The pitch to Peterson, picking his way around the right side. 1st down and more. Out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. Parker Peterson again working that right side. Well, in on the stop, Cody Benzo.
One of the keys, obviously, to stopping Zach Wallace, Burlington's offense is you keep the ball. So they'll run that clock down as much as they can, shorten the game up as far as Burlington's concerned.
First downs in this first quarter brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. 1 call, that's all. 1st and 10 Wolverines from their own 45. Man in motion is Gavin Roanhouse. And again, it's Peterson. Tripped up right at midfield, gain of about 5 for Peterson. Working on the stop, Zach Wallace, the strong safety for the Demons.
Well, Waterford's kind of reverting back to that offense they had last year. They had 2 running backs, Don Miller, Tanner Keller, combined for over 2,700 yards rushing. Seems like Parker Peterson is picking up where they left off.
Kempkin in for Peterson now. It's Jake Kempkin in. He'll come in as a slot here to the near side. He'll line up along with Ty Johnson here on the near side. 2nd down and 6 for the Wolverines from the gun. The lefty going to sling it out, completes the pass. Near side, Johnson breaks a tackle across midfield. Down the far sideline across the 30. Inside the 20 and out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Ty Johnson, the 6'3 senior on the receiving end. Fred Gauger there to make the stop for the Demons. Huge chunky yardage for the Wolverines inside the 20-yard line of the Demons.
This receiving core for Waterford has excellent size. Hancock 6'4", Johnson, as you said, 6'3", Gavin Roanhouse 6'6". Spread the ball around to those guys. It's going to create some problems in the secondary for Burlington.
35-yard gain down to the 15. They'll tack on a personal foul call here against the Demons. We'll move it half the distance. Inside the 10, we're in the Stritch red zone. Brought to you by Cardinal Stritch University. Each time a team penetrates the red zone, it's the Cardinal Stritch red zone. 3 receivers to the near side, 1st and goal. They will hand it off north around the right side, and he is met by a host of Demons and driven back. May have lost some yardage there.
Casey North, a junior. He and Justin Middlestad split time in that backfield.
Danny Kneep, the sophomore defensive end, in on that stop for Burlington. No gain on the play. Sets up 2nd and goal just inside the 10-yard line. They go 3 receivers here to the near side. Single back is North. They'll throw it, toss it near side. Johnson makes the catch, tries to get to the outside, and is ushered to the boundary. Taken out by Eddie Casper, the cornerback here on the near side. So it brings up 3rd and goal here for Waterford. Opening possession here, opening drive tonight.
You know, Coach Bakken said Logan Martinson, strong arm. When he works his mechanics, he's extremely efficient. He just has to be careful not to get out of rhythm.
He talked about his footwork. That's what he looks at Martinson. Johnson will line up now to the right side of the formation. Martinson will duck in under center. Martinson wants to throw. The lefty will sling it out, looking for Johnson. Well overthrown, incomplete. Looking in the middle part of the end zone backside. Drew Weiss was out there in coverage for Burlington. So it looks like the field goal unit is going to come on. Ryan Simmert, a sophomore, will come on to attempt the field goal. Looks like they'll put it down at the 17. This will be a 27-yard attempt into a pretty good breeze coming in left to right. Good snap, ball down, kick is on the way, and the kick is good. And Waterford capitalizes on the big play, 35-yard pass play from Martinson to Johnson, set them up. They get points on this drive, a 27-yard field goal by Ryan Simmert to take the early 3-0 lead.
Well, Coach Tenhagen has to be pleased that the defense was able to respond, hold them to only 3 points. We were kind of wondering going into this game, is it going to be a high-scoring affair? You know, Burlington has only had the one game. You know, where will their offense be at this point in time?
Yeah, both teams posting 40 points in their first contest. Waterford a 42-41 victory over Elkhorn in week 1 and put 40 spot on Delavan Darien last week.
Yeah, the two schools, Waterford, Burlington, had almost identical scores against Delavan Darien.
Kickoffs brought to you by the DEA. Don't be the dealer. Dispose of your unused pills at the Prescription Take-Back Day coming up Saturday, October 24th. Get more information at deatakeback.com. 12, Zach Wallace. 22, Kyle Hackbarth standing deep. The wind blowing the ball off the tee. Quite breezy here in the early going. Simmert kicked that 27-yard field goal. Will kick this one away. And it's going to be picked up off the turf here on the near side by Hackbarth. Coming around the near side across the 30 and out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Kyle Hackbarth on the return. Josh Beyer there on the stop for special teams for Waterford. And our first look offensively at the Burlington Demons. Peyton O'Loughlin, a 6'1 senior at quarterback.
You know, sometimes when you think of Burlington, you think it's going to be an aerial circus, but Coach Tenhagen, who's also the offensive coordinator, said they'd like to get a 70-30 run-to-pass ratio. Now, we'll have to see if you got Zach Wallace in your backfield. You know, you can maybe do that, but it's what is Waterford going to give you.
Wallace is the single back. 2 receivers left of the formation. From the pistol is Peyton O'Loughlin. And he'll give it. Cutting back near side, Wallace gets to the outside, gets across the 35 and out of bounds near the 38-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play. Sam Daggett, the cornerback here on the near side, takes him to the boundary. 4-3 defense here for Waterford. We mentioned the 2 defensive ends to keep an eye on tonight, Trevor Hancock and Gavin Roanhouse. It'll be interesting to see how they react here to Wallace in that backfield, if they can get the flow to the run here. 2nd down and 4. Ball at the 39-yard line. They'll run a little speed option here. O'Loughlin will keep it. He'll stop just shy of the 1st down. He's driven back by a wave of Wolverine players led by Justin Middlestedt, one of the seniors on this team being honored here tonight. Gain of 2 on the play, so it'll set up 3rd and 2 here for Burlington.
Defensive coordinator Mike Saglin said, you know, we know Wallace is going to get his yards. We just can't give him big chunks. We have to really make him earn every single yard he gains tonight.
Hackbarth and Cornelli will line up here to the near side. Hackbarth in the slot. Wallace in the back, and he'll get the call. Bounces off one tackle, will get the 1st down as he's wrestled down near the 45-yard line. Second effort by the 5'11", 195-pound senior Zach Wallace. Picks up the 1st down. Aiden Webb on the stop.
You can see what a tough runner Wallace is as he, you know, continues to fight. He was 2nd in the state last year at 195 pounds in wrestling, so we know he's a tenacious player, good balance. He's able to run with power.
7:45 to go here, first quarter, an early 3-0 lead here for Waterford. If you're just joining us, a Gruber Law Office's 1st down for the Demons at their own 45-yard line. Wallace the single back. O'Loughlin again working from the pistol. He will send a man in motion, Casper. And they'll fake the handoff. O'Loughlin going to throw it. Has Casper out far side. Makes the grab inside the 10. Touchdown, Burlington. Eddie Casper, the 5'10", 145-pound senior. They sent him in motion that way. Looped his way out of the backfield. The old wheel route. Strikes against Waterford 6-3 Burlington.
You can see that fake to Wallace held him in place for a second. Quarterback O'Loughlin rolls out. Perfect pass to Ethan Safer. Eddie Casper, excuse me.
Extra point is on the way, and it is good. 7-3 Burlington. 54-yard strike. O'Loughlin to Eddie Casper. Here's another look. Excellent play fake. Casper kept going, and tell you what, that's hard to do. You've got the strong safety Trump, the free safety Kempkin back there, both all-conference a year ago, at least Kempkin's second team all-conference back there, and both sure tacklers. And once Casper got away, he was free and clear from inside the 20-yard line.
Well, when we were at practice this week, you could hear Coach Bakken talking to a secondary, talking about the exotic pass patterns that Burlington was going to put into play. Tenhagen loves the passing game as well as, trying to make sure he gets Wallace the ball. And so if both phases are working, it does put your defense in a tough position.
Well, and if you're a safety, you've got to keep your eyes focused. You can't be fooled by the eye candy and the play fakes. You've got to take care of your reads. Line drive kick that will be picked up out of the goal line, and actually will be a touchback as he made contact with the ball in the end zone near that pylon. Dangerous play there by Ty Johnson.
Right, the momentum of the ball carried into the end zone. That's why he didn't have to bring it out.
Second possession of the night here for Waterford. An opening field goal, 27 yards from Ryan Simmert. Now we'll see what this offense, Adam Bakken, the head coach, also the offensive coordinator here at Waterford. We'll go full house backfield here. They're going to run the option. This is Martinson with some running room out to the 24-yard line, just shy of the 25. Simon Riggert there to make the stop, inside linebacker for the Demons.
Martinson at 6'1", 210 certainly can carry that ball with some force. See him follow his blockers. Good pursuit that time by Burlington.
Two-year starter here for the Wolverines, also a baseball player here for the Wolverine baseball squad. Gain of 4 sets up 2nd and 6, just shy of the 25-yard line. They'll hand it off. Coming around, Parker Peterson around the right side, cuts it back across the 30, out across the 35-yard line. Gain of 11 on the play for Peterson. On a nice run there, Eddie Casper, who scored that touchdown going two ways, makes the stop for Burlington.
Coach Bakken says, Peterson's one of their fastest players, and is kind of, as we mentioned at the outset of the show, kind of emerged as the leader of the running backs by committee.
13-yard pickup and a Gruber Law Office's first down for the Wolverines. Shy of the 39-yard line midway through our first quarter, 7-3 Burlington. Hand it off again, going up the middle with a nice surge out across the 40. Middlestat with his first carry tonight. Justin Middlestat, 6 foot, 205-pound senior. Zach Wallace goes both ways for Burlington. The strong safety on defense makes the stop.
Yeah, both these teams have a number of guys going both ways, dependent upon what personnel groups they have in there. Each team has as many as 6 guys going both ways.
They'll split Johnson out here to the near side. Peterson lined up as a wing. They'll go double wing here with a single back. They will hand it off. Middlestat going up the middle again. Looks very close to a first down. He will have it. A couple of nice runs for Justin Middlestat. Cody Benzo there to make the tackle. One more look here at the Middlestat run. Able to take on the inside linebacker Riggert that time. Another Gruber Law Office's first down from the 49-yard line. 4:55 to go here in this first quarter. 7-3 Burlington. Peterson in motion to the far side. Quick drop. They'll swing it out to Johnson. Behind the line of scrimmage, Johnson gets it out across the midfield stripe into Demon territory, or he's wrestled down. Zach Wallace there to make the stop. Two-step drop that time by Martinson.
So for Waterford trying to run a balanced pass-to-run ratio and having good success. Martinson's 3 for 4 so far in the evening.
And again, they will take their time here. Martinson will wait to get them set. Johnson split out far side. They'll hand it off Middlestead. Trying to go up the middle, not much there. Gain of about 2 on the play, down to the 45-yard line of the Demons. Brendan Welka, inside linebacker, making his first stop tonight. Different personnel coming in now for Waterford on this 3rd and 4 from the Demon 45-yard line.
You know, Gavin Roanhouse comes in as a flanker. He's 6'6". We talked about the height on this Waterford offense at the outset of the game.
3 receivers to the right, single back. They'll swing it out, far side. Pass is complete. Nice open field tackle. At far side. Cornelli able to get up and make that stop. That was Jake Kempkin on that reception out there for the Wolverines. Brings up 4th down. Gavin Roanhouse will stay in and do the punting here. He'll be punting into a pretty stiff breeze out of the south here tonight.
And Coach Tenhagen and defensive coordinator Mike Deans wanted to see, they've got 2 sophomores in that front 3 for Burlington, how they were going to hold up tonight.
Zach Wallace and Kyle Hackbarth. Typically the deep men here. It's going to be Hackbarth here. And Roanhouse gets off a nice punt. Beautifully done. Demons will get away from it. Takes a forward bounce and will be downed at the 25-yard line. It'll go as just a 20-yard punt. And we'll take our break. 2:33 to go, first quarter. Burlington on top of Waterford, a special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights. Heiser Automotive Group, presented by Landmark Credit Union. (7-3) Burlington on top of Waterford. You can see the show that just has everybody buzzing. Don't miss the Emmy Award-winning Schitt's Creek from the beginning. Weeknights at 9 and 9:30. But tonight, it's on right after our ball game, right here on My 24. Each team scoring on their opening possession here tonight. Waterford had the early 3-0 lead. Burlington came back with a 7 spot on their first drive. Their second possession will start at their own 25. With Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you tonight from Waterford. And on the carry, Wallace stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, may have squeaked out a yard. Gavin Roanhouse, one of the players we profiled in our opening tonight, making the stop for the Wolverines.
You mentioned that they want to limit how much yardage Wallace gets on each carry. Try to grind this out. It's winning that first down, as we talked about, both offensively and defensively.
What was also interesting in practice, Coach Bakken talking about his interior linemen just holding the line of scrimmage and let the ends scrape in and clean up.
Yeah, he didn't care if the interior lineman got a tackle.
Roanhouse able to break in. They swing it out to Wallace. Wallace picks his way out across the 35, out to the 38-yard line. 13-yard pickup on the dump-off. John Trump able to make the stop for Waterford. Again, it was Roanhouse who had a clean look that time, and Peyton O'Loughlin calmly got it off to Wallace for the 13-yard pickup. And another first down here for Burlington. Our Gruber Law Office's first down here in this first quarter. And Wallace the single back. 2 receivers here to the near side for Burlington. Lofton will send man in motion. Throw it over the near sideline, incomplete. A lot of hand-to-hand combat going on here between Corneli, the receiver, and the corner, Daggett, here on the near side.
Daggett had very good position using that sideline to his advantage as he was trying to force the receiver to the outer edge.
Again, the blitz by Webb, too, forcing O'Loughlin to get rid of that, perhaps just a hair early that time. 2nd down and 10 from the 38. Corneli will line up as a single receiver here to the near side. Safer and Casper to the far side. And it's Wallace on the carry, trying to get around the left side, and he is met and dropped there. Ran right into the arms that time of Max Sikora. Sikora getting the starting nod tonight on that defensive line ahead of Ian Shaw.
Yeah, Ian was out a couple days this week, so they're just using him offensively, and Max steps in there. Flows well, gets support.
Trevor Hancock.
Right there, one of those tall, rangy, tight end, defensive end.
Loss of a yard will set up a 3rd and 11 here. Final 27 seconds of this first quarter. Wallace single back. 2 receivers here to the near side as O'Loughlin. Gonna step up, scramble to his left, throws it on the run, will overshoot the intended receiver, Kyle Hackbart. Slot receiver that time, bottled up nicely. Daggett again on the coverage for Waterford.
Very nice cover, his hip into the receiver's hip.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 7 seconds left in the quarter. Burlington will be forced to punt. Danny Kniep, the sophomore, does the punting for Burlington. Ty Johnson, the punt returner, the senior, for Waterford. He is standing back at his own 20-yard line. Kniep will have the wind at his back here on this boot. Knuckling punt. Johnson will take, bobbles across the 25 and falls forward out to the 29-yard line. 4-yard return. Kyle Hackbarth there on the stop, and that will end our first quarter here in Waterford. Southern Lakes Conference rivalry game here tonight. The hosting Waterford Wolverines against the Burlington Demons. Demons up 7-3. Will step out.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Start of the second quarter from Waterford tonight. The Demons holding a 7-3 lead over the Wolverines. Waterford ball at their own 38-yard line to start this drive. They will hand it off. Peterson picks his way up the middle across the 30, just shy of the 33-yard line. About 4 on the play. Jaw there to make the stop defensively for Burlington.
Peterson on the night's rush for 37 yards so far. Been had the bulk of all the carries.
Mixed in a little bit of Middlestat in there. A little bit of Kempkin as well. 2nd and 7. Martinson with time. The lefty throws, incomplete. There was a collision between Trevor Hancock and the defensive back, Zach Wallace. Wallace and Hancock collided, and there was no penalty flag there. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see that one again, but perhaps a break there for Burlington. One more time here. Oh, yeah. Definitely contact as the ball was in the air. 3rd and 7 for Waterford. Again, Martinson going to swing it out, completes the pass here near side, Casey North, and he is smothered just across the 35-yard line. Jaw again. Yarzar Jaw in on that stop for Burlington. So sets up 4th and 2. See what Adam Bakken wants to do here. Ball at the 37-yard line, his own 37.
It looks like he's waiting to run a little bit more time off the clock.
He has his quarterback, Martinson, on the sideline to his left. And they'll take the timeout here. Timeout Waterford. Well, once again, we want to welcome in a new sponsor this year, Community Advocates and Alicia Mallinger.
So our organization, the West Southwest Milwaukee Heroin and Opiate Task Force, in partnership with MCSAP, which means Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, is involved with the high school football because that's where our prevention starts. So through MCSAP funding and through Community Advocates funding, our task force has created the program called Safe and Supported, where we go into middle and high schools in the Milwaukee County area, and we really start at the root of prevention, which is good mental health care, substance abuse prevention, education, and life skills. So we go and we help these kids learn all about substances and the different parts that make up their mental health so that they can choose how to best live their life. Yeah, it's great that you guys are back out there. We're so excited for you. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys obviously love the sport. You love the activities you're involved in. Find that bit of passion and put it towards anything that you can really truly relate to in your life, and you guys will be great.
Burlington elected not to put anyone deep. Roanhouse just a soccer-style kick there. A little rugby style, rolled the ball all the way inside the 10-yard line. That's where Burlington will start, inside their own 10, Coach.
You don't want to let a 20-yard punt become a 45-yard punt. That's one of those rules, but I'm afraid, what happened, Coach Bakken kind of won that chess match. Burlington was thinking, okay, they're going to go with something exotic, go for it, and chose not to put a guy back deep.
Taking advantage of the home field roll that time. Again, a shout out to the maintenance staff here at Waterford. Nice job on the field. It's a grass field, and it is in excellent shape. 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line for Burlington. Laughlin going to hand it off. Wallace up the middle, gets it across the 10, stacked up at the 11-yard line. Gain of about 2 on the play, brings up 2nd down and long for the Demons. And that interior defensive line doing a nice job here early on, Coach, maintaining the line of scrimmage, keeping the leverage there, and allowing the linebackers to flow to the ball.
Well, they're trying to do, just as we described earlier, they're trying to take up that offensive blocker, let the linebackers flow. Max Sikora, I think, is still in there, along with Hancock and Roanhouse and Brock Malecki.
Peyton O'Laughlin from the pistol. We'll hand it off. Wallace coming around the near side. Wallace out across the 15, stops short of the 18-yard line, short of a 1st down. Bring up 3rd and about 2 here. Trevor Hancock in on the stop, one of the defensive ends for the Wolverines.
3rd and 2.
Number 7 tried to set the edge there. Sam Daggett force it back inside. Get that flow coming from inside out.
3rd and 2 for Burlington. Nose of the football just shy of the 18-yard line. Wallace the single back. They'll send 3 receivers out, 2 to the far side. 4-man front, and it's Wallace, and Wallace with the 1st down out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Sikora there on the stop for Waterford, but it's enough for a Gruber Law Office's 1st down for Burlington. Some room to work after starting this drive inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Coach Tenhagen has to be pleased with what he's seeing from, fairly young line. He's got 2 sophomores and a junior along with 2 seniors, and they are eating up some ground on their offense.
Safer and Casper lined up here to the near side with Casper in a slot. Single back is Wallace. O'Laughlin from the pistol. Casper now in motion. O'Loughlin will keep it. Coming around the right side, has an edge. O'Loughlin with some running room. Peyton O'Loughlin across midfield into Waterford territory, down to the Waterford 47-yard line. John Trump, the safety, brings him down. 32-yard run that time by Peyton O'Loughlin, the quarterback.
You know, O'Loughlin was a backup last year. He has stepped in as a senior, taking over the job. He had a nice debut. He was 8 for 10 passing, but now we're seeing that run side of him. And if you're trying to watch Wallace, suddenly he breaks free, creates some problems.
Waterford getting away with a face smash there as well. Could have been additional yardage from the Waterford 47-yard line. Wallace spun around at the line of scrimmage and will eke out a yard. That's about it. Good job up front again by the Wolverine front four. Roanhouse there to make the stop.
Yeah, Casey North came also from that outside linebacker position to help out. "13 tackles on the year so far for Casey."
2nd and 9. From the Wolverine 46-yard line, O'Loughlin will option to Wallace. Wallace fights his way forward down to the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on the play. And we've got an injured Waterford player down, so time is called to tend to him. It was Daggett there to make the stop. So an official timeout here with 6:40 to go here in this first half. We have a message here from Cardinal Stritch and Dan Scholes.
Well, Cardinal Stritch University is sponsoring Thursday Night Lights for a couple of different reasons. Most importantly, we want to support our local high schools and, of course, showcase Wisconsin student athletes. Well, one of the most unique features about Cardinal Stritch University, of course, is our Catholic Franciscan identity and our innovative and creative curriculum that we've developed at both undergraduate and graduate levels. So at the undergraduate, we now have a curriculum that you can actually create your own major with. We certainly have biology and math and history, but if you're interested in other kinds of fields that maybe haven't even been created yet, we have majors designed for you. Well, you can join more than 40,000 Stritch alumni by going to our stritch.edu website and learn more about all the programs we offer. We here at Cardinal Stritch University are so proud to be your sponsor, and we wish you a very safe and healthy and successful season.
Still tending to the injured Waterford player, that last tackle.
Yeah, we think it's Brock Malecki. His father, Jeff, is one of the assistant coaches for the Wolverines.
Something unnatural is happening in the swamps of Louisiana as biologist Alec Holland discovers that dark waters hide deep secrets on the CW series Swamp Thing. That's Tuesdays at 7 on CW 18. Still tending to injured lineman there for Waterford. And he is now up. It is Brock Malecki, the junior. Well, this squad has had some injuries to deal with here. They're without one of their outside linebackers, Matt Rowe. He is out with a foot injury. As Coach Bakken said, probably down for a while, he said.
And obviously losing Malecki on this side of the ball complicates things offensively as well. One of the starting offensive linemen. And he said they're already short linemen this year.
Malecki makes his way to the near side here. Parents and fans on this near side, the home side here at Waterford High School. So 3rd and 4 for Burlington. Ball at the 41 of Waterford. O'Loughlin from the pistol. Little option pitch to Wallace here to left side. Redwell and knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. Sam Daggett, the corner, read that play all the way. Makes the stop, a 5-yard loss on the play.
You know, Sam has covered the pass well tonight, a couple of excellent open field tackles. 5'9", 165-pound junior.
He was not fooled at all. He came all the way across, angled in, made the stop for a 5-yard loss. And so the punting unit on for Burlington. Danny Kneep will be punting into the wind here as Ty Johnson awaits inside the 15-yard line. Johnson will let it bounce. It'll angle out of bounds near the 20-yard line. They will mark it out at the 21. We will step out. 5:46 to go, first half. The visitors from Burlington leading Waterford 7-3, a special Friday night edition of the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by Landmark Credit Union. (7-3) ball game midway through our second quarter. With Hall of Fame head coach Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you. Brian Kelly, our spotter up here in the booth, doing a fantastic job tonight as usual. Waterford will take over at their own 21. Try and set up a screen. It's picked off up the middle and will be returned for the touchdown. Pick 6 by Brendan Welka. The inside linebacker, smelling screen, takes it to the house.
Hung in his position. Logan Martinson didn't quite get that ball over the top.
Another look. Never got the feet set. Was intended for Trevor Hancock. Brendan Welka, the pick 6.
Actually had 2 players in position to intercept that.
Welka, the senior, coming into this game off a 4-tackle game against Delavan Darien in week 1. The extra point is up and good. 14-3 Burlington. The turnover by Waterford. Cashed in on the pick 6. One more look. Was looking for Hancock, floating over the middle, and you're right. Both the linebacker and the lineman, Reese Schulz, the nose tackle, smelled that one out.
Yeah, Reese only a sophomore, but he saw quite a bit of playing time last year as a freshman, and he had read that well.
Well, keep that play in mind because later in the game tonight, we're going to highlight a watershed moment in tonight's game, brought to you by Southeast Wisconsin Watershed Trust. Could that be our moment? We'll see. But the turnover and the pick 6. Burlington now out to a 14-3 lead. And these teams split 2 games last year. Waterford beat Burlington in the regular season 49-14, but level 2 of the playoffs, Burlington evened the score, knocking them out 24-8. 24-18, I should say. Short return out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Casey North, I believe, on the return. Welka, who got that pick 6. Coach, I just got you 6 points. Get out there on special teams, son.
Be eager to watch film tomorrow morning. It's been a good evening so far.
All right, let's see what the Wolverine offense can do to respond here. We'll put Ronhaus here on the near side. We'll put Martinson, the quarterback, in under center. I formation look. Ronhaus in motion. We'll give it to the tailback. And he is met in the backfield and thrown for a loss. Peterson nowhere to go that time. Ethan Safer in there along with Cody Benzo, able to make the stop.
Cody, one of the players we highlighted at the start of the game. two-way player, a senior, had 5 tackles, 2 for losses last week's game.
Did a nice job to at least hang on to the football as Safer was trying to pry that ball loose. 2nd and 11 from their own 29. Again, working the eye. Martinson wants to throw. Swings it out. Diving reception. Incomplete. Unable to come up with it that time was Hancock, the tight end. Zach Wallace out there defensively for Burlington. The pass was low. Trying to make a shoestring grab that time was Hancock. One more look. Well, he should have had that. He'll tell you that. That was a well-thrown ball. Martinson led him out nicely that time. 3rd and 11, full house backfield here for Waterford. They're going to run the quarterback draw. Martinson around the left side. We'll get some yardage out to the 35-yard line, but well short of the first down. With 4.5 minutes to go here in this second quarter, it's a 3 and out following the pick 6. Yarzar Jaw there on the stop. That's his 3rd tackle tonight for the Demons.
You know, that opening drive of the evening, you know, we saw that they got their offense going. Peterson was moving the ball. Since that time, Burlington has really tightened the screws.
This time the Demons will put a man back. Kyle Hackbarth at the 30-yard line for this Rowan House punt. Get all of this one. Drifts here to the near side. Will take a nice bounce inside the 20. His 2nd inside the 20 tonight. This one went out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So once again, Roanhouse able to pin the Demons back inside their own 20-yard line. 3:49 to go here in the first half, but the Demons hold a 14-3 lead.
Well, this is a case where Waterford really needs to get a stop, get that ball back before the half. Time is flying by. You can see, you know, under 3:50 to play.
Well, coming up at halftime, it's the Cousins Halftime Report. We'll highlight this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. And this year, our weekly nominees will be considered to receive a portion of a $5,000 in scholarship money. That's courtesy of Buban Orthodontics. 1st and 10, Burlington from their own 15. Well, Laughlin will hand it off to Wallace. Nothing there. Just a wall of green that time by the Wolverine defense. Trevor Hancock credited with the stop.
Got some help there by Ian Shaw, who's probably come back in since Malecki is out. Pair him up with Max Sikora on the inside.
Nicely done.
2nd and 11.
Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11 for the Demons. Again, working pistol is O'Laughlin. Blitz coming. O'Laughlin gonna go down. Blitz got him that time as they sent both inside backers. Might have been Casey North who got in there. I believe Burlington's gonna take a timeout here to try and get the ball back. Timeout Waterford. One more look here. Everybody coming. And O'Laughlin nowhere to go. So timeout taken by Waterford. They have 1 remaining. Stops the clock with 3 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Bring up 3rd and long here for Burlington.
Waterford's only got 1 timeout left. They used one earlier in the punt, so depending on what happens on this play, we'll see if they're going to try to keep one in their pocket.
Smart move here, because if they can at least stop the Demons into a punt, they'll be punting into a 20-mile-an-hour wind here. Coach Steve Tenhagen there for Burlington. We'll see him at times across the street here at Rivermore on the golf course. 3rd down and 15 for Burlington. From just outside their own 10-yard line, they'll give it to Wallace, trying to get the corner right side. Good job by the Wolverine defense to string that one out. And will force the Demons into a punt. Daggett and company that time for Waterford. One more look here. Good lateral pursuit along that line of scrimmage by the front four. So Kniep's going to be punting into a wind about 20 miles an hour into his face here. A low punt. Take a Demon roll and will roll dead at the Demon 47-yard line. 36-yard punt. So Waterford, with one timeout left here in the half, has 2:12 to go. Ball just across midfield here, just inside Demon territory. They'll mark it at the Burlington 47.
Early on, they got some passes out to Ty Johnson, who's showing some speed. We'll see if they try to get him the ball right now.
Trips here to the right side on first down from the 47. They'll swing it out to Johnson. Johnson on a screen with a block inside the 40 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 11-yard pickup. On a little swing out here to the near side, Zach Wallace able to get him to the boundary. And they'll move the chains. A Gruber off his first down. This little swing pass here to the near side. And Johnson, a basketball player, so if you get the ball out there in space to him, take advantage of that 6'3" height.
Plus speed.
Yep.
Height and speed, nice combination.
From the Demon 36. Aiden Webb in motion. He'll get it. And Webb with a blocker in front. Had Middlestead in front, but unable to open up a lane for Aiden Webb, 5'11" junior, his first carry tonight. Simon Riggert there to make the tackle. Nice pursuit that time by Riggert. Clock rolling here, minute 40 to go here in this first half. A loss of 2, 2nd and 12. They'll pitch it. This is Casey North. North breaks a tackle. Still moving. Moves the pile forward. Inside the 30-yard line. 6 the hard way that time by Casey North, 5'10" junior. Once again, Riggert there on the stop. Brings up 3rd and short now for Waterford. 3rd and about 3. Roanhouse, Johnson, and Kempkin split out to the left side here. Martinson gonna throw. Johnson with the catch. Spins his way inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Clock will stop to move the chains with 47 seconds to go. Kyle Hackbarth there to make the stop.
Still have that timeout in their pocket.
Well, all season long, when the team gets in their opponent's 20, they enter the Stritch red zone. Text "Go Wolves" to 75644 for information about Cardinal Stritch University. We'll toss it out to Johnson again inside the 10-yard line. And Waterford will take their final timeout. A couple of nice tosses here to Johnson. And they're set up in the Stritch red zone here. Timeout Waterford. They are out of timeouts with 25 seconds to play.
Yeah, currently we've got Martinson unofficially with 8 for 12. Now all their shots are pretty much going to have to be in the end zone, otherwise they're not have enough time, I don't think, to get themselves up to the line of scrimmage after a first down and spike it.
Webb and Peterson will check in for Waterford. Again, they held a 3-0 lead, but 14 unanswered here by the Demons, including a pick 6 interception by Brendan Welka. This will be a nice, if you're Waterford here, you need to get into the end zone. There's Adam Bakken. He is wound tight, as they say.
Well, they had an in-service today, which he didn't like, and he was going to have the boys come in at 7:30 for a walkthrough.
He's been here 10 years. Martinson, little hitch and go, back of the end zone, leaping grab, touchdown, Waterford. Ty Johnson. Like going for a rebound, coach. Just go up and get it, get to the high point, and Johnson did for the touchdown grab.
Johnson made a nice move. If you'll see this, I think we'll be focused on Martinson, but kind of went to the corner and then came back. Great hands.
Excellent job. Went over Drew Weiss, the corner that time, to snare that touchdown grab. So Waterford answers here late. They will line up and go for 2 here. It's Casey North. He'll take the direct snap. North trying to pick his way through, in for 2. Oh, we got a flag down the far hash at the goal line. There is a penalty marker down. B.J. Ligaki is our referee tonight.
12 players on the offense ineligible. 5-yard penalty replay.
Illegal participation. Maybe too many men on the field there for Waterford, Coach?
I missed that. I was trying to figure out why they didn't have Ryan Simmert, the place kicker, in. He's 8 for 10 on the year, so but they must have thought by getting the 2 at field goal ties them up. So
that's a 15-yard penalty, so that'll go back to the 17-yard line. So it'll be a long extra point here for Ryan Simmert. Trevor Hancock will be the long snapper. Ty Johnson on the hold here for the extra point. Johnson scoring the touchdown. Good snap, ball down. The kick is low and will be short. They missed the try, so that penalty costly, taking points off the board on the 2-point conversion. Remains a 14-9 ball game here, late second quarter. One more look at the touchdown pass here from Martinson.
went out, came back, a little out and up. Martinson threw that ball very well.
Again, the 6'3 Johnson going over the 5'10 Drew Weiss for that touchdown grab. Second touchdown of the season for Johnson. So Burlington, their lead trimmed to 5 here late in this second quarter. Let's see what Ryan Simmert wants to do here with this kickoff. Wallace, number 12. Hackbart, number 22. Your deep men here for Burlington.
Wallace did return a kickoff last year for a touchdown. We know he's got speed.
So just be
wise choice.
Yep, we'll just let it bounce around. It'll be picked up by Hackbarth eventually there at the 25-yard line. Cuts it back, and down he goes at the 25 with 11 seconds remaining here in the half. Aiden Webb getting down on special teams for Waterford. I would suspect Coach Tenhagen will take that 5-point lead in the locker room here and just take the knee here. But an exciting ball game, a little bit of everything. Pick 6, big touchdown pass here late. 27-yard field goal by Simmert got the scoring started here.
Yeah, both teams have shown tough defenses.
See what O'Loughlin wants to do here. They're going to hand it off to Wallace. Wallace across the line of scrimmage. Will get buried there. We'll run out our clock here in this first half. Trevor Hancock credited with the stop. And the teams will hit the locker room here at Waterford High School. Burlington 14 unanswered, jumped out to a 14-3 lead. Waterford answering here late on a Ty Johnson touchdown reception. And the Demons take a 14-9 lead into our locker room here at the half. It's a special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights, our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by Landmark Credit Union. (14-9) Burlington on top of Waterford at halftime here at Waterford High School. A Southern Lakes battle tonight, joined now down on the sidelines by Burlington head football coach, Coach Tenhagen. Coach, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Steve, a good first half here. The opening drive, Waterford was able to move the ball, but since then your defense has played well.
Yeah, we really have. Came up with some big stops, and obviously creating that turnover and scoring on the defensive side of the ball is a great thing, and it's a goal of ours every week, so our defense is playing well.
That pass from O'Loughlin to Casper really kind of got your offense going, because it seems like they've decided they're going to take Wallace out of the equation tonight. They're really swarming to him. Do we look to see Peyton maybe throw the ball a little bit more in the second half?
Yeah, we'll continue to mix it up. You know, they've done a great job containing Wallace, and we're going to continue to give them the football, and we'll definitely throw the ball around a little bit in the second half.
Any changes defensively in that second half?
Our staff's over there working with the kids right now, so I don't see a whole lot. We're playing pretty well. We put them on a short field on their score right before the half, and that was kind of on us offensively. So shouldn't see a whole lot different.
Well, Coach, good luck the rest of the way tonight.
Appreciate
it.
Thanks
good
a lot,
luck, Steve.
Steve Tenhagen, head football coach for the Burlington Demons, joining us here in our Cousins halftime report here in Waterford. Well, tonight we'd like to highlight our special student athletes as we're proud to present our Bouban Orthodontics Scholar Athlete of the Week nominees. And our nominee from Burlington High School tonight is Ethan Safer. Ethan carries a 4.35 GPA and is ranked in the top 1% of his class. He is an advanced placement scholar with distinction and a member of the National Honor Society. Ethan is a 3-time varsity letter winner in all 3 sports and was chosen captain of the football team. He was the Wisconsin State winner and competed at nationals for both the Future Business Leaders of America and Future Farmers of America. He is involved in the community through volunteering with Burlington Youth Sports, the Special Olympics, and Junior Achievement. And our nominee tonight from Waterford High School is Trevor Hancock. Trevor carries a 3.8 GPA and is ranked 18th in his class. He is a member of the National Honor Society and has been on the A honor roll for 6 semesters. He was a representative at Badger Boys State and also took part in the Athletic Leadership Seminar. Trevor was selected captain on the basketball team and was honorable mention all-conference in basketball and football. He gives back to the community through volunteering at church and with Waterford Youth Sports. Our weekly Scholar Athlete nominees will be in the running to receive $5,000 in scholarship money, and that's courtesy of Bouban Orthodontics at the end of the season. 14-9, Burlington on top of Waterford. We'll have more of our Cousins halftime report. Well, before we do that, tell you what we'll do. We'll go to Ashley from Bouban Orthodontics.
Hi, I'm Ashley with Bouban Orthodontics. We are so excited to sponsor the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights Scholar Athlete. At Bouban Orthodontics, we are a family treating families. And this is our way to give back to our community, who we see as an extension of our own family. Being a part of Thursday Night Lights allows us to be an active part of our community and support high school football. We are so grateful for this opportunity to make a difference in a student's life, to help them succeed, and to let you know how great these students really are. That's what we pride ourselves in doing every day as we transform smiles and boost confidence. Sponsoring Scholar Athlete makes us smile too. Good luck on a great season.
Our Cousins halftime report will continue from Waterford. Burlington leading the Wolverines 14-9. A special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by Landmark Credit Union. And welcome back. Our Cousins halftime report continues here on the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by Landmark Credit Union, a special Friday night edition from Waterford tonight. Burlington leading the Waterford Wolverines 14-9. Time now to visit with one of our new sponsors this year, Landmark Credit Union, and Brian Melter.
Hi, I'm Brian Melter, Chief Experience Officer with Landmark Credit Union. Landmark Credit Union is thrilled to be sponsoring the high school football broadcast as part of the Thursday Night Lights program on My24. It's a great way for us to give back to the communities that we serve. At Landmark, we've been successful by providing great service to our members with better rates and lower fees, investing in our associates, and supporting the communities that we serve. We're only as strong as the communities that we work and live in every day. Schools are a place where communities come together to see students succeed, whether it's in arts, sports, or academics, and that has gone on for generations. I remember as a Wauwatosa West grad spending many a night at Hart Park watching our sports teams win, and we're proud to keep that tradition going with the Thursday Night Lights program. Landmark has 33 branches in southern Wisconsin, with 2 more under construction in Glendale and Mequon. In fact, there's a branch close to the 2 teams that are competing here tonight. Just go to landmarkcu.com to find the branch that's closest to you.
And Landmark Credit Union wishes the best of luck to both teams tonight. Burlington and Waterford fans, you'll find your local branch in the same location. That's on Milwaukee Avenue in Burlington. For more information, visit landmarkcu.com. 14-9, Burlington on top of Waterford here. Seniors being honored here tonight. We've got the fathead signs of all the seniors down here just below our press box tonight. And you know, the Waterford staff here wanted us to mention 2 of their seniors who could not be here tonight. And that would be Ethan Walkowski and Jack Lindner. There's Ethan's cutout on the sideline here along with the other seniors tonight. Jack Lindner, one of the linemen, also not able to be here tonight as they honor their seniors. And with this pandemic going on and high school football, never sure you're going to have a game week to week. I'm sure a lot of schools doing the senior nights right away here early on in the season.
Well, when Waterford played Delavan, they only had 30 guys total dressed for that game. You know, it's not that kids had quote-unquote COVID, but the contact tracing was in force, which they have to do. And so you're playing this day by day.
Our Cousins halftime report will continue from Waterford right after this on My24. Welcome back to the Cousins halftime report here on the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by Landmark Credit Union. Our first half highlights coming up, and was quite an exciting first half, particularly early on. The opening drives for both teams here tonight featured some big plays.
Right, there's Ty Johnson, you know, on receiving end, pass from Logan Martinson.
Martinson's pass to Johnson, that set up the opening points tonight, the 27-yard field goal by Ryan Simmert. That gave Waterford the early 3-0 lead, but Burlington came right back.
Well, Peyton and Laughlin found Eddie Casper coming up the sideline, got behind the defense, 7 on the board.
52-yard pass play there, and O'Laughlin using his feet here.
Right, you know, for a newcomer, he's demonstrated he's not at all taken back by the big lights.
But the defense came to roost here, and that was Brendan Welka with the pick 6 off a screen pass.
That's one of those throws Logan Martinson, you know, really wishes he could take back. However, started coming back to his partner in crime, Ty Johnson, this time, working things before the half.
That was a 15-yard pickup, and then toward the end of the half, the little pump fake, and then finding Johnson in the back corner of the end zone. The try for the extra point was no good, and that's where we stand, 14-9 here at the half. Our Cousins halftime report, sponsored by Cousins Subs, and here from Cousins Subs is Justin McCoy.
Hi, I'm Justin McCoy, Vice President of Marketing for Cousins Subs, and we're proud to be a sponsor of Thursday Night Lights. Cousins Subs was founded in 1972 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. As a Wisconsin-based organization, we are proud to give back to the communities that we call home. With nearly 100 locations here in the state of Wisconsin, we've been giving back since 1972. Our founder, Bill Specht, made it a point after founding Cousins Subs to be a part of the community and give back in all the ways that he could. In 2013, we formalized our giving back to the community by founding our Make It Better Foundation That foundation gives back to the community in 3 different ways: through health and wellness, hunger, and youth education. Our support of local high schools, grade schools, and communities in southeastern Wisconsin is something we're very proud of. Our franchisees work with local high schools on donation nights and many other activities. And we'd like to just say a big thank you to all the coaches, the athletes, the administrations that have made high school sports happen this fall. With these unique circumstances, it's great to see these kids out on the field, and we're so proud for them and their families to be out here and playing football this fall in southeastern Wisconsin. We'd just like to say a big thank you from Cousin Subs, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Wrapping up our halftime here. Before we go, we've got head coach Adam Bakken down on the sideline from the Waterford Wolverines. Coach, great opening drive. Got some points off of that, but a little something in between there. Got some things to work on.
Well, we didn't help ourselves at all after that first drive. We made just some bad I came back to that tight end screen a little bit too soon. They had a linebacker kind of sit on Trevor. They're watching where he goes, basically every play. They got Wallace over the top of him. And why wouldn't you? He's one of our best players. But, it was just have to clear some things up because it wasn't smooth. It started out well. We missed a couple throws on open guys. We completed some passes. That last drive was solid. We knew we were going to get decent field position because they're punting into that wind.
But your defense has been doing a nice job against Wallace in terms of the run. You've been flowing to the ball well.
We've done a good job containing him. Our D-line's been playing outstanding. Our D-ends, like we said in all week, they're tough guys to handle. They demand, double teams. It's a classic Waterford Burlington game. So, it's going to come down to a lot of stuff here in the second half. Who makes the fewest mistakes, who values the football. So it'll be a good one. Looking forward to it.
Coach, thank you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, bye.
Adam Bakken, head football coach at Waterford High School. Our halftime report brought to you by Cousin Subs. Back with the second half right after this. Part of the student section, limited section as it is here tonight at Waterford High School. Burlington to get the ball to start our second half. Our DEA kickoff tonight for the second half. It will roll to Hackbarth. He'll try and take it up the left side. Out across the 20 and about the 25-yard line. Brought down on the play by Sam Daggett on special teams. So Burlington to start things here in this second half with the 5-point lead.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Burlington's made since Waterford's made such a point of trying to take Wallace out of the game. What's going to be the counter move by Coach Tenhagen.
And one of your coach's game plan moments here tonight was winning first down for Waterford on defense. And they've, for the most part, have taken that away from Burlington tonight. From the 31-yard line, and we've got official stopping play here. Burlington having to take a timeout right off the get-go here. Surprise there. Well, while we have a moment here, our kickoff's brought to you by DEA tonight, and here's Paul Maxwell.
The DEA and the Wisconsin Department of Justice are proud to be partners with Thursday Night Lights, and we're happy to see football being played this fall in southeast Wisconsin. We wanted to make sure we got a message out to all students and family about the dangers of opioid abuse that we're still seeing, particularly with COVID-19 pandemic. We've seen an increase in overdoses as well as deaths related to this. We're hoping that we can partner with you, the families and students, to help alleviate this abuse here in Wisconsin. On October 24th, 2020, we'll hold an event where everyone can bring their unused, unwanted medications and drop them off at over 200 local law enforcement agencies throughout the state of Wisconsin. No questions will be asked when you drop the medications off, and this could save lives of family members or friends. Please check out the websites listed to find a location near you. We ask that you have a great football season, everyone stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
2-yard gain by Wallace on first down following the timeout. Aiden Webb on the stop makes it 2nd and 8 from the 33. Wallace the single back. Laughlin from pistol, and we got flags blowing the play dead here. False start here from the receiver here on the near side. Might have been Casper, the wide receiver, who started about a half second too soon.
Not the kind of start Coach Tenhagen wanted, having to take a timeout because there was something goofy with the line in her alignment, and now false start penalty.
Move it back to the 28, sets up 2nd and 13. Just underway, second half. Waterford getting a late touchdown, waning seconds of that second quarter, but a 2-point conversion that was successful but taken off the board for a penalty, and then the kick for the extra point was no good. That's where we stand here. O'Laughlin swings it out left side, completes the pass. Second effort, close to a first down. Gain of about 10. Pass completed to Ethan Safer. We highlighted him at halftime as one of our student athletes here for Burlington. Ty Johnson out there on the stop for Waterford. Gain of 9 on the play will set up 3rd and 4.
Typically, you'd expect them to give the ball to Wallace, but the way that Waterford's been playing defensively, you wonder if they're going to try to get a little different wrinkle on this.
Hancock, Shaw, Sikora, and Roanhouse up front. Again, Malecki got hurt in that first half, but he's here on the sideline. Blitz coming. O'Laughlin standing tall, trying to go for the pass, incomplete near side, looking for Safer. Defended well by Daggett once again. He's played a fine ball game tonight on the corner.
A little bit of hand fighting as they're going up the sideline there. See if we see this.
Nice job there defensively. So the defense holds here, a 3 and out. Again, Kniep, the sophomore, will have the wind at his back here on this punt. Johnson standing at his own 20 for Waterford. End over end. Take a bounce. Johnson will let it roll dead and will be down inside the 20-yard line at the 18. That's where Waterford will start their first possession. Simon Reggett getting down there to down it for Burlington.
Good news for Waterford, we do see Brock Malecki going out there, line up at left guard, coming back from that knee injury in the first half.
Good to see you there. You know, this season when teams get inside their opponent's 20, they enter the Stritch red zone. Text GO Wolves to 75644 for information about Cardinal Stritch University. 1st and 10 from the 18. We'll hand it off. Again, moving that pile forward. On the carry, it looks like Aiden Webb. Aiden Webb, that's just his second carry tonight. Two-way player, brought down by Riggert.
And Riggert, 2nd and 6.
Webb, a junior. On the season coming in, 10 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown for Waterford this year. He remains in there. Martinson will get them set at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down, 6 from the 22. Peterson in motion. They'll come back near side looking for Johnson, thrown high and incomplete. He was open, just out of his reach. Ty Johnson, the intended target. Johnson with a touchdown reception tonight. Drew Weiss on the defensive coverage that time for Burlington.
You know, that's how they got things generated in that opening drive. The first quarter was getting that ball out to Ty Johnson, but missed the connection there.
From their own 22, 3rd and 6. Double wing look here. They'll run the counter play. Peterson struggles forward to about the 25-yard line, short of the first down. Wrestled down by Ethan Safer, the outside linebacker. We have 4th and 2, and Waterford will punt it away.
You know, Ethan one of those two-way players. He's made his presence felt on offense. He's done an excellent job on defense so far tonight.
This will be Gavin Roanhouse punting here for Waterford. A couple of nice punts in that second quarter. Pinned the Demons inside the 20-yard line, but now he'll be, at least here in the third quarter, punting into the wind. Gets this one away, a nice punt. It will take a nice bounce to Hackbarth, and he'll be stopped immediately just across his own 40-yard line. Trevor Hancock getting down on special teams for Waterford. 4 minutes into this third quarter. Burlington holding that 5-point advantage. So each team with a possession here in this third quarter, unable to pick up a first down. From their own 45-yard line to start this drive now. And it's Laughlin, the quarterback. Penalty flag behind the play. This might be coming back for a hold here. The offensive holding call here.
Holding call against Burlington. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
So break there. Laughlin had some running room, had enough for a first down to the Waterford 40-yard line, but that hole sprung with a hold.
A little bit of zone read look there, a smart move by Tenhagen. If you're going to feature your defensively, you're going to feature your stopping Wallace. Find a way to take advantage of that.
10-yard penalty moves the ball back to the 35-yard line. Officially a 1st and 21 here for Burlington. On a slot receiver here to the near side. They'll pass it out to Cornelli. His first catch, and he's wrestled down again. Sam Daggett right there. 6th stop tonight by Daggett.
Really played that corner tough so far tonight. And, Cornelli, that's a guy they've been trying to get out for 3 years. He's a basketball player. Finally got him out this year. Good size, 6'2", 180. But Daggett was equal to the task.
Not the sharpest pencil in the box, Coach, but you've been throwing at Daggett here for a couple of times now. I think he's proven his mettle. I think you go pick on somebody else.
Right.
You go to the other side, maybe to Josh Beyer. Gain of 5 on that last play, 2nd and 16. Laughlin, pocket collapsing, and down he goes back at the 30-yard line. A sack. Roanhouse. Gavin Roanhouse in on that sack for the Wolverine defense. It'll be a loss of 8 back to the 31-yard line, and one more look.
Yeah, a combination of great coverage in the defensive backfield as well as pressure.
So a penalty and a sack sets up a 3rd and 24 now for Burlington. See what Coach Tenhagen draws up here. They go with a wing left side with 2 receivers. They give it to Wallace, and he runs right in to Trevor Hancock, the right defensive end. Another loss on the play, back inside the 26-yard line. See where they stop forward progress. They'll mark it at the 28. Unblocked that time was Trevor Hancock. I don't know who was more surprised, Wallace or Hancock that time.
Well, 6'4", 210, nice size as a defensive end, especially when you're opposite Roanhouse, 6'6", 240.
Johnson set to receive the Kniep punt. Johnson will let it bounce. And he'll get away from it. It'll roll inside the 25 and dead at the 22-yard line. 39-yard punt that time. We'll take a break. 5:14 to go here in the third. A special Friday night edition of the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by Landmark Credit Union. Second possession of the second half here for Waterford. They'll start at their own 22. Inside run, nicely done by Aiden Webb. Got across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Cornelli was there on the stop. Dane Cornelli. Going both ways, plays outside linebacker on defense.
Little counter there to Webb, trying to figure ways to move that ball a little bit more consistently.
Gain of 6, second down 4 for the Wolverines. Peterson will get the first down. Out across the 32-yard line, Cody Benzo wrestled him to the turf. And that's our initial first down here of the second half. Brought to you by Community Advocates. One more look here.
Once again, a little cross-back action there.
Spotted just across the 33-yard line. Johnson, the single receiver here to the near side. Drew Weiss will come up and cover him. Webb in motion. And Martinson on the quarterback draw that time. Took a pretty good shot as he got across the line of scrimmage out to the 37-yard line. Josh Beyer with a good look there. There's Adam Bakken, the head coach for Waterford. He's also the offensive coordinator. He'll bring Martinson, the quarterback, to the sideline and call the play there. Bakken, 10 seasons now as the head coach here at Waterford. Very successful here. 7 of the last 9 years, he's won or tied the conference title. He's taken this team to Madison once. Toss, Casey North. Well read that time by the Burlington defense. Couple out to the 40-yard line. So it certainly is running back by committee here for Waterford. Of course, last year you had Tanner Keller and Dom Miller. Almost 3,000 yards between them last season.
Having Martinson back, they hope, is a way to kind of transition to this new group.
Another key third down here, 3rd and 6. From the 39, Peterson in motion. They'll hand it off. North, nowhere to go. Buried, as they say. Reese Schulz, the sophomore, goes 6 foot 275, the nose tackle there on the stop. Josh Beyer also there. Beyer got the first lick, and it was Schulz who finished it off. Different feel here in the second half for these two teams.
It's like they're both, kind of trying to figure it out. They're looking at it, and nothing is seeming to click for either team.
Roanhouse to punt. Hackbarth will stand deep. Nice driving, spiraling punt. Hackbarth will take it his own 20. 25-30, across the 35 and out to the 38-yard line. Make it the 39, a 19-yard return for Kyle Hackbarth. Casey North getting down on special teams for the Wolverines, but good field position here for Burlington late here in the third, leading 14-9. Well, buckle up for one last ride with the Winchesters. That's Sam and Dean. They'll face off with God himself to save all of the existence during the final episodes of Supernatural. That's Thursdays at 7 on CW 18. Ball at the 39-yard line for Burlington. 1st and 10 Demons. Cornelli in motion. They'll toss to Wallace, halfback option. Man open, wide open at the 40. Hackbarth with the catch inside the 35-30, 25-20, and wrestled down with a horse collar tackle inside the 20-yard line.
And that was a play we saw Coach Bakken showing his defense when we visited practice last week. They knew that was coming, but they came flying up to try to stop Wallace, and they were able to take advantage of that.
One more look here. Wallace on the halfback option. Able to find his teammate Hackbarth. And And then it was Casey North getting down there and brought him down from the nameplate just above the numerals, the horse collar tackle. So the big play moves him into the stretch red zone. First and goal at the 9. Wallace going up the right side. Struggles forward to about the 7, gain of about 2. Shaw in there, Ian Shaw in on that stop. They've moved Sikora also into the interior line. And Malicki, who normally goes both ways, got injured in the first half, is going to play on the offensive line. Second and goal here from the 7-yard line. 45 seconds to go, third quarter. Burlington knocking on the door. Wallace behind O'Loughlin, the quarterback. Wants to throw, back corner. Ball up, catch is made, touchdown Burlington. Late flag after the play. Ethan Safer with the touchdown grab for the moment. Check out the penalty here. BJ Lagaki is our official tonight, our referee.
Yeah, they got Safer at 6'2", isolated on Sam Daggett.
Personal foul on the offense, number 57. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the touchdown is good to Safer. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, so Burlington increases their lead to 20-9. One more look. Just putting it up just over the outstretched hands of Daggett to Safer.
Well, Peyton and Laughlin very effective here, 4 of 5 for 2 touchdowns.
This is freshman Benjamin Graham for the extra point, a soccer player. Riggert will snap, O'Loughlin on the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 21-9 Burlington late here in the third. The big play on the drive, the halfback option to Hackbarth, set them up first and goal at the 9. 2 plays later, it's Safer for the touchdown. His second touchdown reception of the year. Had 2 in 2019, so he's equaled that mark here in the first 2 games of his season. Again, Burlington did not play last week. Wilmot was in that 2-week quarantine to open up the first 2 weeks of the season. So Burlington was off last week while Waterford played Delavan Darien.
Well, that throw by O'Loughlin just got enough of an arc over.
And they've been picking on Daggett.
And he's
been there almost he's answered the call time and time again. That one was just over his 5'9" wingspan. So Daggett and Johnson, the deep men here for Waterford. And this will go to Johnson at the 26, across the 35. Makes it out to the 42-yard line. 16-yard return to the 42. Semenkowitz in on the stop on special teams for Burlington. So with 25 seconds to go in this third quarter, Logan Martinson will take the huddle here. See what they can do offensively. They'll send Roanhouse here to the near side, Johnson to the far side. I formation look. Play action. Martinson tries to swing it out near side, intended for Hancock, incomplete. Got some pressure up the middle that time. Looked like it was Jacob Follis who was providing that pressure that time to flush Martinson out of the pocket. Stops the clock with 20 seconds to go here in the third. Roanhouse will come out. Aiden Webb will check in now to running back position here. 2nd and 10. They'll go double wing look here with a single receiver near side. That's Johnson. Martinson slings it out. High throw through the fingertips of Johnson, incomplete. There was some traffic there, defended out there by Drew Weiss. Quickly third down now.
Once again, trying to get those feet set so that Logan Martinson can make a good solid throw there.
There's another area that Coach Bakken said they've been working with Martinson on, making sure he gets those feet set, because of those types of passes, they either go high or, as he said, fingertips or shoelaces. So 3rd and 10 from their own 42. They'll go 3 receivers here to the near side. They got to hustle this one off. They get it off. Martinson, pump fakes, going for Johnson. Ball tipped. Johnson makes the catch inside the 25. Penalty marker down. They'll mark it at the 24-yard line. 34-yard pickup, but there is a penalty marker down. Kyle Hackbarth, the defender, the free safety that time, on the deflection, but Johnson comes away with it.
Little pump fake. Johnson keeps running.
Right off the shoulder, making the grab, and they'll wind the clock down. Waterford gets to the line of scrimmage, but they will not get this play away as our third quarter comes to an end. When we come back, it's a red zone play, the stretch red zone play for Waterford to start the fourth. Our special Friday night edition of the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by Landmark Credit Union. 21-9 Burlington after 3. .39-yard pass play sets them up at the 19-yard line. John Weiser, Terry Kelly with you from Waterford, fourth quarter action. Little hitch and go. Martinson putting it up for Kempkin, and it goes incomplete. Double team that time was Jake Kempkin, the intended receiver. Using that little hitch there to try and draw one of those guys off. They hung with Kempkin that time to break up that pass. Makes it 2nd and 10 from the 19, part of the stretch red zone.
As you've said, there's kind of an odd feel to this second half. Nobody seems to really get into a rhythm.
Opened up with 2 big plays. 3 receivers near side. Martinson under pressure, and down he goes back at the 25-yard line. Cody Benzo will get credited with the sack back to the 25-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 on the play.
Yeah, Cody, one of those players we featured start of the game, is one of those players to watch as a defensive end.
Well, he was lined up over Brock Malecki, and of course Malecki was hurt in that first half. I kind of overpowered Malecki there just a little bit to get in on Martinson. 3rd and 16 now for the Wolverines. Roanhouse will line up in a slot near side along with Johnson. Johnson in motion. Martinson with time. Delivers, looking for Johnson. Can't find him in the corner of the end zone. Again, well covered on the play. Both Casper and Safer back there defensively for Burlington. Decision time here for Adam Bakken. He's going to go for it here, down 21-9, it would appear. Kempkin back in now. He'll replace Johnson at one of the receiver spots. So Adam Bakken rolling the dice here. Trailing 21-9, facing a 4th and 16 at the Burlington 25-yard line. Hancock lined up as a single receiver near side, Roanhouse far side. Looking for Hancock. He didn't get his head around looking for the football, and it goes incomplete. Again, picking on Casper again, who is in coverage for Burlington.
Well, Burlington brought both inside backers, Welka and Riggert, that time. Helped put a little pressure. The ball had to get out quickly.
So after that 39-yard pass play set them up inside the Stritch red zone at the 19. Incomplete pass, a sack, and then the intended pass here to Hancock on 4th down. Turns it over on downs to Burlington. Demons take over at their own 25. Wallace the single back behind O'Loughlin, the quarterback, and he will get the call. Wallace around the right side with some room. Breaks a tackle across the 30 out to the 34-yard line. Gain of about 9 on the play for Zach Wallace. This is his time right now with his team up 21-9.
You know, last year Zach, rushed for almost 1,800 yards, scored 23 touchdowns, and I know he's a marked man now. Kind of see how he responds. He's a 3-sport athlete. Football, we mentioned his wrestling skills, also runs track.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1 for Burlington.
You see Burlington doing a little bit of the Waterford deal. They're taking as much time as they can.
Single back is Wallace. Quarterback draw, O'Loughlin will get the first down. Out across the 35-yard line. Moves the pile just short of the 40. A little extra burst there by O'Loughlin. And that's another community advocate first down for Burlington as we take another look. Just able to keep the feet moving and just enough to pick up some extra yardage here.
Coach Tenhagen said O'Loughlin's crafty and shifty as a runner.
From their own 40, 1st and 10, Burlington. Now penalty marker before the snap. False start against Burlington.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay the down. First down.
So 1st and 15 for Burlington. I think that's their 3rd penalty tonight. Relatively flag-free football tonight.
Yeah, for a team that's only had one game, they have to be pleased with overall how they've performed. But, Waterford, time keeps flying by, and they're behind by 2 scores. Something dramatic has to come into play here.
From the 35, 1st and 15. O'Loughlin around the right side. About 7, maybe 8 of those yards back. The play fake that time. A little option between he and Wallace. It was O'Loughlin that time coming around the right side. Aiden Webb there on the stop. Brings up a 2nd down and 8 now for Burlington. Again, Demons taking their time here. 8:25 to go here in the 4th. O'Loughlin waiting for the back judge to begin his countdown here. And this is Wallace, cut back inside on a nice move that time. Good stop by the right defensive end there. That was Hancock who turned him back inside. That allowed Middlestadt to come in and make the stop. Justin Middlestadt, another 2-way player here for Waterford. Pickup of 1 will bring up 3rd and 8. Big 3rd down here for Waterford. They need to make a stop. They trail by 2 scores, approaching the midway mark here of this 4th quarter. Let's see what Steve Tenhagen has drawn up here. 3rd and 8 from his own 42. Wants O'Loughlin to throw. They'll swing it out to Wallace, and he can't get a hand on it. Incomplete. Was thrown behind Wallace, got his left hand up there, but couldn't gather it in. Brings up 4th and 8. The punting unit coming on for Burlington.
Stops the clock, which is critical to Waterford.
So So the Wolverine defense able to get a stop. Kniep punting into that south breeze here tonight. Johnson, standing at his own 20, awaits the kick. Returnable, but it'll be fair. Caught, drop ball on the turf. It's loose, and I believe Burlington has recovered. Ty Johnson was signaling for a fair catch. Simon Riggert getting down. After it went through the hands of Johnson, recovers for Burlington. Second turnover tonight by Waterford. Another look. Johnson was running up, had signaled fair catch, went right through his hands. Demons now will take over at the Waterford 26. Fresh set of downs here. More importantly, can take some time off the clock. They're going for the kill shot, looking for Safer, turns around, and did not make the catch. Again, going after Daggett, able to get a hand in there and take it away and break it up. Intended for Safer.
You know, other than that one touchdown throw they completed over Daggett, he has certainly been up to the challenge tonight.
Another look here. Nice job by Daggett to just take it away. Force the incompletion. Second down 10 from the Waterford 26. Burlington, one of their scores tonight was a pick six, trying to take advantage here of a muffed punt. Wallace stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nice job, Justin Middlestead. Inside linebacker. Held his ground that time. The senior coming up with a big stop.
Yeah, coming into this game, Justin had 20 tackles on the season. Been on 3 or 4 key stops tonight as well.
Eddie Casper will check in along with Kyle Hackbarth here. 2 more receivers coming in. Cody Benzo, the tight end, will check out on this 3rd and 9 from the 27-yard line. Safer and Hackbarth lined up here to the near side. Actually 3 here to the near side now for Burlington. Laughlin trying to step up. Now going to put it down. Laughlin going to scramble. Gets it back to about the 20-yard line. Going to be short of the first down, but got 7 on that play before Shaw was able to get him to the turf. We're going to 4th and 2 here. We'll see what Coach Steve Tenhagen wants to do here. 4th and 2 with 5:45 clock rolling here for Burlington.
He's going to take his full allotment of time here, burn as much as he can. Talking to the official on the sideline.
So Burlington will take a timeout here. And they stop the clock here with 5:20 to play. That's our TV timeout as well. 21-9, Burlington in front, facing a 4th and 2 when we come back. A special Friday night edition of the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by Landmark Credit Union. Well, Anna Mayhem has moved. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Watch your favorite animated shows, including The Simpsons, Family Guy, and Bob's Burgers. It's a new time for Anna Mayhem, weeknights at 10 on My 24. 4th and 2 for Burlington. They'll give it to Wallace, breaks one tackle, and it's going to be close.
Yeah, Casey North initially shot in from that outside linebacker position.
And Waterford will take over. They stop Burlington short of the first down, so there is some life here on this east sideline for Waterford. 5:14 to play. You're down 2 scores. One more look here on the play by North. Right there, able to blow up that play.
you count quickly, I think there's 7 Waterford players gang tackling Wallace.
So Waterford takes over at their own 20. Roanhouse will move to the line of scrimmage here, line up tight. Martinson under pressure, gets away, throws on the run, will throw it away incomplete. He had Middlestead out there near the 30-yard line. Riggert able to chase Martinson, flush him out of the pocket. 2nd and 10, Waterford.
Yeah, Martinson, hasn't been able to make connections the second half. He's 1 for 6. They've been putting a lot of pressure on him, and they just have not given him a chance to find open receivers.
Jake Kempkin will check back in as a wide receiver here for the Wolverines. 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Johnson and Kempkin, along with Roanhouse here to the near side. Throw the bubble screen here to Johnson, gets a block. Kempkin with a nice block. Johnson hit it late, out of bounds, penalty marker down. Johnson got out of bounds, and collision here on the near sideline. Let's hope everybody's okay. It is a personal foul, late hit out of bounds against Burlington. Will add 15 more. Costly penalty here by the Demons. I think it was Zach Wallace maybe. So it'll move the football out to the 43-yard line. We'll get one more look here. Johnson make the catch, got out of bounds, and flying in late. Burlington player well beyond the boundary. Martinson throwing on the run, tried to swing it out to Peterson, who dropped it incomplete. Parker Peterson, the intended receiver. Dane Cornelli out there for the defense. Sets up 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. And Waterford down 2 scores here. See what they do. They'll send Hancock, Kempkin, and Roanhouse out to the far side. Ty Johnson here to the near side. Martinson stepping up, looking for Johnson, thrown well over his head, incomplete. That was good, 5 to 10 yards over his head, incomplete. Eddie Casper out there in coverage on Ty Johnson.
Yeah, you saw Cody Benzo coming in up from that defensive end position, putting pressure on.
Critical 3rd down here for Waterford. 3rd and 10 from their own 43. Trips here to the near side. Roanhouse, Kempkin, and Johnson. Again, they'll set up the bubble screen to Johnson. Johnson back into traffic, cut it back inside for a short gain of 2. Just a misread there. I think if he would have taken it out to the right, Kempkin had set up a block for him, may have gotten him some more yardage.
Yeah, Kniep, Cornelli helping to join up on that tackle.
Well, it's going to ride here on 4th down for Waterford. Down 21-9. Forced to go for it here on 4th and 8 from their own 45. Again, they'll go with a trips formation here to the near side. Low snap to Martinson. Delivers the ball, thrown low, incomplete. Burlington will take over on downs. Intended for Ty Johnson here on the sideline. And Burlington gets it back with 4:05 remaining. Eddie Casper, again, out there in coverage for Burlington.
They brought 5 again that time, both inside linebackers along with the 3 defensive linemen. Just have not allowed Waterford to get into much of a rhythm.
Wolverines with 3 timeouts remaining may be forced to use them here with just over 4 minutes to go, trailing 21-9. Couple of scores tonight. Arrowhead over Mukwonago 28-17. We'll see Mukwonago next week. Wallace coming around the left side. Penalty marker down. This will be a face mask penalty here against the Wolverines. See it right in front of us here. Justin Middlestead was there on the stop. Other scores tonight, Muskego over Kettle Moraine, 35-7.
15 yards from the end of the run, results in a first down.
Battle for Brookfield tonight goes to Brookfield Central. They get their first win of the year over Brookfield East, 14-0. They see Marquette over Germantown tonight, 28-14.
Came back from a 14-0 deficit.
You were telling me, Coach, third straight year they played that game in Germantown.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons with scheduling conflicts and everything else. But this is a strange year for many, many teams.
Penalty sets up a community advocate first down here for Burlington. Time the enemy now for Waterford. 1st and 10, Burlington at the Waterford 30. Little speed option that time. O'Loughlin pitch to Wallace. Wallace with some running room will pick up another first down. 11-yard pickup. Wallace over the right side. Justin Middlestead with the tackle.
First down, Demons.
And if you're the Wolverines now, you got to think about using those 3 timeouts. For the most part tonight, Waterford has held Wallace in check, but that time, that might have been the backbreaker there.
Yeah, you have to credit Peyton O'Loughlin with an excellent second game of his career.
First and 10, Burlington. Just outside the 20-yard line. Wallace, right side, stumbles, able to regain his balance, keeps his footing, close to another first down. That was all Wallace there. Zach Wallace, it's part of that wrestling regimen, I think, keeping his center of gravity close to the ground. Jake Kempkin finally got him down. One more look here.
Yeah, he trips himself a little bit, recovers. Keeps his shoulders down, keeps driving. You know, that tenacity. If you're 195, a 220-pounder, heavyweight wrestler, you're going against some other very, very large people.
Inside the stretch red zone, 1st and goal, Burlington. 2.5 minutes to play, leading 21-9. O'Loughlin going to wait for the back judge to start counting it down. Peyton O'Loughlin from the pistol will hand it off. Wallace again up the middle. Get a couple. Inside the 10, near the 9-yard line.
Led by Hendricks. Second goal.
With Bryce Hendricks in there now. Coming in on defense for Waterford, able to make the stop. Under 2 minutes to play. Second and goal. Just inside the 9-yard line. And clock moving, minute 35 to play. O'Loughlin coming around the left side, ran into Hancock, got some extra yardage down to about the 6-yard line, and a timeout taken by Waterford. Once again, Bryce Hendricks there in on the stop. And Waterford will use the first of its 3 timeouts here, stopping play with 1:27 remaining.
The gates on both the north and end of the bleachers will be open.
Well, we want to welcome back another sponsor this season, Sweetwater, back with us again, and Luke Papkus.
My name is Luca, and I'm the volunteer coordinator at Sweetwater. We're currently running a program called Adopt or Drain. In football, it takes all 11 players working together to score a touchdown. Just like it takes all 11 players to score a touchdown in football, it takes everybody living in the Milwaukee area to make sure that our waters and our lakes stay clean. When it rains, if there's debris in our storm drains or trash or litter, that stuff can get in and cause problems. It could cause property damage, flooding, and it could cause pollution in our waterways. To learn more about this and to get active and help our community, visit the website here.
So a minute 27 remaining. Waterford with 2 timeouts remaining. Need to keep the Demons out of the end zone to have any chance of getting back into this one.
3rd and goal from the 7-yard line.
Demons facing a 3rd and goal from the 7. Coach Steve Tenhagen there in your picture. O'Loughlin will get them set. Peyton O'Loughlin, the quarterback. Wallace, the single back, lined up behind his quarterback, O'Loughlin. Will take it, trying to get the right side. Cuts it back inside the 5. Touchdown, Burlington. Wallace, a 7-yard touchdown run. And they go up 27-9 on Waterford.
Well, Zach Wallace is going to know he played in a football game come tomorrow morning, playing both ways. But obviously, you know, they focus on trying to stop him, but you only can keep him down so long.
Extra point attempt upcoming for Benjamin Graham, the freshman soccer player. Gets this one away and through. 28-9, 1:22 remaining. You know, Germantown has come back. They've trimmed the lead to 7 here, 28-21, and they've just recovered an onside kick against Marquette. So that one not over with yet.
Some wild games going on.
Arrowhead in front of Mukwanago, 35-17. We will see Mukwanago next week against Waukesha West.
Waukesha West ran into a very tough Muskego team last week. You know, a guy that's got to be pleased tonight is Burlington's defensive coordinator, Mike Deans, because they certainly have done, overall, a very fine job defending Waterford. So I'm sure Coach Tenhagen and his staff are very pleased with the effort they've gotten tonight.
Kickoff brought to you by DEA. A take back coming up on October 24th. Daggett will take it out to the 32-yard line with 1:15 remaining. Miguel Flores coming down on special teams makes the stop for Burlington. Well, this Waterford team regroup. Burlington next week, they will take on Elkhorn. They're scheduled to play Elkhorn at home next week. And they're on the road into Paddock Lake to take on Westosha on the 23rd. Martinson, blitz coming. Martinson tries to throw it away. It's intercepted. It'll be another pick six. Into the end zone for the touchdown defensively was Danny Kneep, the sophomore. Second pick six tonight by the Burlington defense. Ethan Safer provided the pressure that time. Martinson was trying to throw that one away, but you see the blitz coming from the outside, trying to get out of the grasp of Safer, and threw it right into the belly of Kneep for the second pick six by the Demon defense tonight. Third turnover committed by Waterford tonight. And they're short a player for this extra point. Well, Burlington's going to get to 2-0. Waterford will suffer their first loss this season to fall to 2-1. As the kick is up and good. 35-9, one more look here. Again, Martinson was just trying to avoid the sack and throw it away, and Kneep was able to shed the block and come away with a pick six of his own. Brendan Welka with a 19-yard pick six back in the first half.
I think if somebody saw the halftime score of this game and then saw the final score, they'd say to themselves, what happened? And Burlington was very opportunistic, made some things happen, and it played excellent team defense.
Now the muffed punt leading to some points. The pick six here. Pick six in the first half, so 21 points off turnovers, the difference. 14-9 at the half, and Burlington has added to it here. This kick will be taken here on the near side. Saget will take it up. Still tight-roping his way across the sideline here, stepping out short of the 45-yard line. Well, if I had to give a player of the game tonight, I think it might be Daggett for Waterford tonight, both defensively. He did give up that one touchdown, but, boy, he's been out there.
Very scrappy.
Yes.
Just, that's the best way to describe him.
Tell you what, he's a junior. And this is not going to sit well for 24 hours with Adam Bakken, but if there's anyone that can get his team ready following a tough loss, it's Coach Bakken. He's been at this for a while now. Peterson on the carry. Picks his way across the 45-yard line. Under a minute to go now here in the ballgame. Jacob Follis there on the stop for Burlington. Give it to Peterson again around the right side. Peterson with the first down to the Demon 40-yard line. Follis again there on the stop for Burlington. Clock will stop to reset the chains. From the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Peterson again gets the call. And that should do it here tonight in Waterford. So the Burlington Demons make a trip into Waterford. They've won 2 of the last 3 matchups between these two schools, and they come away with a 35-9 victory here tonight. Handing the Wolverines their first loss of the season. Waterford now 2-1. Burlington, their second win of the season. They're 2-0. On the year. Your final here tonight, 35-9 in favor of the Demons. A special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights. Heiser Automotive Group, presented by Landmark Credit Union. Back with our postgame right after this. Final here tonight from Waterford. Burlington, a 35-9 victory over the Waterford Wolverines. They go to 2-0 on the year, handing the Wolverines their first loss of the season. They now fall to 2-1. We head down to the sideline, and we've got Zach Wallace with our championship trophy presentation. Zach, congratulations on the victory tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Zach, we were talking a little earlier that it seemed like Waterford was going to be focusing on stopping you on the run, but your whole team kind of epitomized what you did. You just kept plugging along, working at it, and an excellent team win for you guys.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a good team win. We haven't beat them during regular season for a long time, so it was a good one to get a dub, and looking forward to next week.
Zach, I thought the turning point in the second half, that halfback option toss, you guys been working on that, huh?
Oh, we just put that in this week. Actually, we saw Delavan run against last week, and we ran that against Waukesha West in the playoff 3rd round last year, and went big, and Tenny trusted my arm, and it turned out good.
Are you going to ask to start playing quarterback full-time?
No. No, we got a good senior quarterback. I love him in the backfield. He's a good leader for our team. Our O-line this year, we're young for sure, so we just got to build as a team and stick as a team.
Well, Zach, congratulations on the win tonight. Nice short bus ride. It'll be a sweet one, though, back to Burlington.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Zach Wallace getting our championship trophy presentation tonight here in Waterford. 35-9 Burlington over Waterford. We'll be back. We'll have our watershed moment when we return after this. Burlington picks up the win on the road tonight in Waterford. Their second win of the year to remain 2-0, 35-9 the final here tonight. And we go for our watershed moment tonight. We have to go back to the first half. It was a tight ball game, 7-3 until this happened. Martinson, the quarterback for the Wolverines, under pressure, trying to toss that screen. And there to get it was Welka. for the pick six. That put them up 14-3, and really, effectively, that was the play of the game.
Yeah, Waterford never got out of its kind of funk after that point.
One more look on the grab by Welka, the 19-yard return for the pick six. Tonight's Watershed Moment brought to you by Southeast Wisconsin Watersheds Trust. Well, we get back on the highway here, 83, but we go north next week on 83 because next week we have another special Friday night edition of the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by Landmark Credit Union. And we will be Mukwonago. It'll be back to a Classic 8 matchup as Waukesha West takes on the Mukwonago Indians next Friday night. We'll have it for you here at 7 o'clock. It should be a great battle. Classic 8 matchup between those two schools. Looking forward to that. Once again, Mukwonago may be the up-and-comer in that Classic 8 league.
Well, Waukesha West always, has an excellent offensive line. Coach Steve Rux does a fantastic job. This year they're trying to run the ball as opposed to the past couple of years we've been throwing it. So it'll be an interesting matchup.
Well, Zach Wallace and the Burlington Demons leave Waterford victorious here tonight, 35-9. Big thank you tonight to our My24 sports crew. Looking forward to having you join us again in Mukwonago. Big thank you to Brian Kelly, our spotter up in the booth tonight. For Terry Kelly, I'm John Weiser. Have a very pleasant weekend, and thanks for tuning in to Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by Landmark Credit Union. Good night from Waterford.